Today, May the 19th, 2026. Today is the sixth day of this 11-day Satipatthana meditation retreat in Bakhom. On previous day, I have talked about Samadhi. In Samadhi Sutta, it is said, Samahito Bhikkhave Yatha Buddhang Pajanati, meaning the one who is concentrated, see and understand clearly the things in the way they really are. Practicing Satipatthana meditation, we cultivate samadhi in order to discern and understand the things as they really are. In order to cultivate samadhi, there needs to be the mental strength that are supportive to cultivate samadhi concentration. Having saddha, faith and confidence, one has the chanda. Having faith and confidence that this satipatthana practice can bring the seven benefits such as purification of the mind and so on. Yogi has the strong chanda, strong will to gain these benefits of satipatthana practice. Having strong saddha and chanda, one exerts diligent effort in the practice. The three stages of effort is being exerted in the practice. The first one, initial effort, arambha dhatu. In the beginning of the practice, yogi exerts initial effort in order to be able to note presently arising object, rising, falling, sitting, touching, lifting, moving, placing, standing, turning, bending, stretching, and so on. In this way, yogi makes the initial effort to be able to note whatever object that arises in whatever posture, sitting, standing, walking, as well as daily activities. And in the course of the practice, when yogi encounters difficulties such as drowsiness, boredom, or pain, in order to overcome the difficulty, yogi has to boost up the effort. Nikamatatu, the element of step up effort or boost up effort. In order to overcome the difficulty such as sleepiness, pain, boredom, and so on. And the third stage of effort, as the yogi gain momentum in the practice, yogi does not stop in the middle, but exert culminating effort stage by stage until one reaches the goal in meditation. So this is parakamadhatu, effort stage by stage, culminating effort stage by stage till one reaches one's goal. Our Sayadaji always say Becoming a human being in this teaching of the Buddha, one's goal in meditation should be at least the first path and fruition knowledge. So yogi asserts stage by stage until the goal is met. So in this way, asserting effort, the three stages of effort in the practice, mindfulness is sustained on the object, and Kanika Samadhi, momentary concentration, is developed. By cultivating momentary concentration on the object that has been noted, when mindfulness and concentration become continuous and strong, yogi discerns the true nature of the object that has been noted, such as when noting rising, yogi notices stiffness, tension, movement, vibration, pulling, pushing, and so on. Not only in the sitting meditation, but also in the walking meditation, as well as daily activities. In the daily activities, also, yogi has to note whatever daily activity one is doing, one has to make the effort in order to be able to note the presently arising object, not only in sitting and walking meditation, but also in the daily activities, so that mindfulness, concentration will be sustained all the day through, from the moment yogi wakes up until one falls asleep at night. In the practice, yogis are encouraged to note even the smallest detail, such as blinking of the eye, opening and closing of the eye, and so on. When a person look at something without blinking, if he or she keeps on looking without blinking, there arises discomfort, such as stiffness in the eyelid that causes discomfort. Because of the discomfort, there is the intention to blink, and the blinking takes place. When blinking takes place, the stiffness on the eyelid go away for just a moment. But if the person keep the eyes open over some time, it causes this discomfort again, being stiff. The discomfort, because of the discomfort, there is the intention to blink, and another blinking takes. In this example of blinking, even though it is quite minute, if the yogi pays attention and note it, yogi discerns how the stiffness arises, the discomfort arises, how the intention arises to blink, blinking taking place, and the discomfort goes away after blinking. Even though it is delicate and profound, one can discern what is there in the blinking. It is said, Gambiro Pitamo, Tipaka Vitamanina, Supakado Baveya. Even though the Dhamma is profound and subtle, it becomes apparent when one removes the opposite mental states. So the Dhamma, being profound, is concealed by opposite mental states such as avijja. So when avijja is being removed, one discerns the profound Dhamma. The profound Dhamma becomes obvious, apparent when opposite mental states are removed. In order for the profound and deep Dhamma to be apparent and obvious, there needs to be removal of the opposite mental states such as nirvana hindrances. Because these nirvana hindrances, when there is lack of mindfulness, these nirvana hindrances arise. So if the person doesn't do anything, automatically these nirvana hindrances arise. So if there is lack of mindfulness, these opposite mental states, they gain the upper hand, or they take the lead. So long as one is unmindful, the defilement, they become overwhelming. So in order to remove these opposite mental states, so as to see the profound Dhamma, what needs to be done? Patipakha vitamanam pana sama patipati patipata. Meaning, the removal of these opposite mental states are connected with systematic practice. By practicing systematically, one can remove these opposite mental states. So in the Satipatthana practice, just as being explained, as the yogi make the effort in order to note the object, aiming, directing the mind onto the object, putting effort so that the mind is pushed towards the object, mindfulness is cultivated. When mindfulness is cultivated, Panika Samadhi, momentary concentration, is also cultivated. The mind falls calm, collected on the object. When the mind is falling calm, collected on the object, there is also Kanika Samadhi. So in this way, the moment yogi is able to cultivate Viriya, Sati, Samadhi in noting the object at that very moment, defilement cannot arise. And as the mindfulness and concentration become continuous and strong, yogi discern the nature of the object. Discerning the nature of the object, such as stiffness, tension, pulling, pushing, vibration, movement, when noting rising, at that very moment, discerning the object. Avijja, ignorance, is being removed at that very moment of discerning. So, in this way, while discerning the object, the moment discerning the object, avijja is removed at that very moment. But it's just momentary removal. As soon as there is lack of mindfulness, the defilements arise at that very moment that there is lack of mindfulness. The moment yogi discerns the object, the nature that is there in the object, such as stiffness, tension, at that very moment, knowledge arises, vijja arises. It is just like the brightness or the light. When the light arises, dark, darkness is automatically dispelled. So when vijja arises, discerning the nature of the object that has been noted, vijja, ignorance, is removed at that very moment. Removing avijja, ignorance, yogi discerns clearly the Dhamma that is there, that is profound at that very moment. If a person is not mindful, the person thinks it is I who is sitting. In the Satipatthana practice, yogis are asked to note the sitting down from standing position. When the yogi is sitting down, to sit inch by inch, not abruptly, but sit slowly, mindfully, inch by inch, paying attention to the whole body that is sitting down, sitting. When the yogi makes the effort to note sitting, when the mindfulness is sustained on the sitting, when Khanika Samadhi, momentary concentration, the mind fall calm collected on the object sitting inch by inch. Yogi notices the heaviness, stiffness that is obvious in the sitting. Notice sitting, the body becoming heavier, stiff. Yogi also come to understand there are only these two things. The sitting, which is obvious as heaviness, stiffness, and the noting mind that notes it as sitting. There are only these two. There is no person, no being, no I. What is really there is in the sitting, body becoming heavier, stiff, and tense, the rupa, materiality, and the noting mind that notes it as sitting, which is nama, mentality. So in this way, as the yogi discerns distinctly between mind and matter, the notion of person being I is removed at that very moment, discerning distinctly between nama and rupa. So in this way, discerning distinctly between nama and rupa, at that very moment, one removes attaditi, the wrong view of self or soul, momentarily. But again, when the yogi is unmindful, this idea of I, person, being, come back. Only at the moment one discerns through the experience of practice, discerning mind and matter, one removes attaditi momentarily at that very moment. Before doing anything, yogi are asked to note the intention first. For example, before the yogi turns in the walking meditation, when standing, yogis are asked to note standing. When about to turn, when there is the intention to turn, yogis are asked to be noting wanting to turn, wanting to turn. And when turning also, yogis are asked to note turning, turning. So in this turning, because there is the intention to turn, the actual turning takes place. When turning, it is the whole body that is turning. Keep the awareness on the whole body turning, noting turning, turning. So when yogi notes the intention first, wanting to turn, turning, turning, keeping the awareness on the whole body turning, turning, yogi can come to understand that the intention to turn is the cause, the actual turning while the body is being pushed or pulled or moved. It is the materiality that is the effect. So in the turning, the intention mentality is the cause. The actual turning, being pulled or pushed or move, it is the materiality that is effect. If there is no intention to turn, turning doesn't take place. It is not the creator that is creating the person to turn. If there is no intention to turn, turning doesn't take place. So in this way, yogi come to understand cause and effect. Understanding cause and effect, yogi removes the wrong view of ahetukatiti. Causelessness view is removed momentarily. At the moment, yogi discerns cause and effect. And relevant cause give rise to relevant effect. When the yogi understands relevant cause gives rise to relevant effect, at that very moment, yogi removes visamahetukatiti, fictitious cause view, is removed at that very moment, discerning that relevant cause gives rise to relevant effect. So removing ahetukatiti by discerning cause and effect, removing visamahetukatiti, the wrong view of wrong cause, is being removed when yogi discerns relevant cause give rise to relevant effect. So in this way, by being mindful, discerning, yogi removes the ditthi momentarily. But again, if not being mindful, such kind of wrong view can arise. Only at the moment of discerning cause and effect, yogi can remove this ahetukatiti and visamahetukatiti momentarily. But wrong view will totally be removed when one attains the first path, knowledge. All the wrong views will be removed totally to the point of no return when one attains the first path, knowledge. But at the practice of satipatthana, at the satipatthana level, the very moment one discerns cause and effect, one removes this causeless view. So in this way, attaditi is being removed momentarily when one discerns namarupa, and ahetukatiti removed when cause and effect is discerned by noting the object, discerning correctly. Visamahetukatiti being removed momentarily the moment one discern relevant cause give rise to relevant effect. So in this way, through the practice of Satipatthana, one removes the ditthi momentarily by discerning. So in Malaysia, when I was leading a retreat in Malaysia, I was talking about this, how this aditi is removed momentarily, how ahetugaditi removed momentarily, visamahetugaditi removed momentarily. So when I talked about this, the next day one yogi said, "Oh, I feel encouraged that I am removing ditthi momentarily." So she felt more encouraged and she felt the urge to make effort in the practice. So that is what one yogi feedback uh, in Malaysia. Even though the Dhamma is very profound and deep, it will become apparent and obvious when one can remove the opposite mental states. And in order to remove the opposite mental states, we need to practice accordingly to the teachings given. So by practicing diligently, putting viriya, effort, sati, mindfulness, samadhi, concentration, one can remove these nivarana hindrances. By removing these nivarana hindrances, one can discern the Dhamma. However, it is profound and deep, but by making effort in the practice, applying all these mental strength in the practice, one can remove these nivarana hindrances moment by moment, one after another. Every time yogi is being mindful, removing these nivarana hindrances, and the profound Dhamma will become apparent, prevalent, obvious that yogi discerns correctly in the way it is. So may you all be able to practice happily, healthily, smoothly, without any difficulty, and may you all be able to attain your goal in this in this very life. Sadhu,
Sadhu, sadhu,
sadhu,
sadhu.
sadhu.